everybody, I'm Natalia Bonner. Happy Monday. Okay, I am excited to share this fun background filler with you today. It's probably one of the most traditional, tried and true fillers you will find, the stipple. I don't quilt it on a lot of my quilts because it is shown in a lot of places and a lot of different things, but after having several of you ask for me to show you how to do stippling, I thought, let's create a little video and show you exactly how to do that. The quilt that you're going to see that I'm stitching out this stipple background filler on is one of my panels that I'm using for my stitch along, Let's Stitch a Block a Day. So this is the background on one of those quilts. When you see me stitching it and you're like, why is she quilting around these blocks? That's why, because it's the background for all of that. But I am going, like I said, going to be stitching this on that panel. The thread that I'm going to be using here is So Fine on the top, bottom line on my bobbin. I've got one layer of the Quilter's Dream Poly Deluxe batting, and I am stitching on a Gamma 22-inch machine in the stitch regulated mode with my stitch set at 12 stitches per inch. Obviously, like most of the videos that I share with you here, these are hand-guided quilting. So let's get stitching. So you all know that I do not believe in rules when it comes to quilting. Have fun and enjoy your process is really the only rule I believe in. However, the quilt police say when you stitch out this stipple machine quilting design, there is a rule. You're not supposed to ever cross over your own stitching line. So if you want to use that rule in quilting, then go ahead and use that one. Like you can see here, I am stitching out the stippling design. When I stitch out this design, something that I'm really determined to think about or trying to think about when I'm stitching out this design, not only the density is really important. I don't want to have large stipple in some area and small stipple in others. So the consistency with my density as far as if I'm going to start with a small stipple, I'm going to stick with a small stipple throughout. If I'm going to vice versa and so on. So when I stitch out this design, I'm almost kind of envisioning that I'm stitching around little circles, kind of bumping around and stitching around little circles. A couple of things that I try to not do is go in the exact same pattern. It's super easy to start stitching out the exact same thing over and over. But if you do, then it starts to look like a uniform pattern, which is fine. But if you do mess up anywhere or anything funny happens, then it's obviously going to become really noticeable. So you see that I just kind of stitch around, creating these bumps back and forth, always thinking about leaving enough space to stitch myself out of where I started. Now I will tell you when I am stitching out background fillers, if I ever do feel like I'm starting to get stuck or I have a small area that I need to stitch in that stipple into, then I can always use the ditch as a place that I can use to travel out of a small space or something like that. So I'll give you a few more minutes and let you just watch some stippling. Like I mentioned, I am doing all of my quilting on a Gamma 22-inch machine. This is hand guided and I am stitching in the stitch regulated mode with my stitch length set at 12 stitches per inch. The thread that I'm using here is So Fine, and on the top, on my bottom, I have bottom line. And you can pick up all these products along with many other notions on our website, peaceandquilt.com. I hope you all enjoy and find a little bit of inspiration from this fun stippling.